Hi everyone, welcome back to JPWHUTV. My name is John, your host as always. I hope you're doing well. This video is sponsored by 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase retro kits from the 60s all the way through to the early 2000s, including the 1976 home shirt that has inspired this season's home kit, and also the 1980 FA Cup final shirt that inspired this season's away kit. There's also Admiral and Umbro track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts in West Ham inspired colours, so go check those out. Any purchases made through the link in the description below, for the next 16 purchases, the commission that I would normally make will be going directly to Isla's Fight. So as you would have seen from the intro of this video, this is the preview of West Ham versus Sheffield United live in the Premier League at the London Stadium at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. So as always, let's do a quick talk about the opposition, of course. Sheffield United are currently 9th in the table with 12 points on goal difference with us, Burnley, Spurs and Bournemouth. They picked up a 1-0 win over over Arsenal, I should say, at Bramall Lane on Monday night. So far, they've won 3, drawn 3 and lost 3. And they are a very difficult team to beat when they're on their travels. They've picked up 6 points from their 4 away games so far this season. Their top goal scorer is Liz Musset, I think you pronounce that, with 2 goals and a 67% conversion rate. I haven't said that a lot over the last year or so, but that's a very, very impressive conversion rate. John Lundstram has got 1 goal and 1 assist, and the following players have all got 1 goal each, which is Oliver McBurney, Oliver Norwood, Callum Robinson, Billy Sharp and Richard Stedman. So they can score from pretty much anywhere on the pitch. Their formation is a 3-5-2, which they've been using every single game since the start of the season. Do you think that the 4-2-3-1 that we've been playing since the start of the season will help exploit the holes in that defence and that position in total? Put your comments in the comment section below. I'd really like to know what your thoughts are on it. Our last 6 league games with Sheffield United are basically since going back to 2003-2004, because obviously they haven't been in the league for a while, which I'll come on to in a moment. We've won 2, drawn 2 and lost 2 against them, so they are still a bit of a bogey team, but at the same point there are differences which I'll come into again in a minute. Now we all know the bad blood between the two clubs since they were relegated out of the Premier League in the 2006-07 season, mostly because of Neil Warnock's campaign to claim that the buying of Tevez and Mascherano, even though we didn't actually buy them, it was, all that legal complication stuff, was the reason why they got relegated, apart from the fact they beat us 3-0 at Bramall Lane that season. Even if we hadn't have beaten them 1-0 at home with that Tevez goal, they still would have been relegated, in my opinion. They really, really would have been relegated, because at the end of the day, they just didn't do enough to stay up. All right, they got relegated on goal difference, but if we hadn't have beaten them at home, somebody else would have. So, it's but at the same point, guys, it's 12 years now. So, suck it in. There's no need to harp on about it anymore. Both clubs are completely different now. They've both got completely different managers. Both squads are completely different of players, apart from Mark Noble, of course, who was just breaking through at that point. But it's just let it go. Just let it go now, guys. Now, in terms of Sheffield United coming up from the Championship last season, they gained automatic promotion, finishing 2nd with 5 points less than the champions Norwich. So they know how to play, and they're showing again. They're showing again in this season that they know how to play as well. Now, PremierInjuries.com shows that their centre midfielder John Fleck, David McGoldrick and Oliver McBurney are all waiting a late fitness test each for their knocks, but they could potentially be back for this weekend. We'll have to find out and wait and see. You never know. But as it stands at the time of this recording, PremierInjuries.com are showing that they are 50% likely to play this weekend. So you never know. You never know. Before talking about West Ham itself, I just want to go do a quick shout out from a good friend of mine, Karen. She's asked me to do a shout out for 12-year-old Dagenham Hammerette, technically, Eloise Turner. She was diagnosed with leukemia 2 years ago after being deemed as cancer-free just before it came back but this time very, very aggressively, and she needs a donor for a liver by the looks of it, from what her father Jay has put up on social media recently. There is a link to their crowdfunding page, so guys, by all means, please donate anything you can to help this little hammer with their fight. We all know how much we've rallied behind Isla's fight over the last few years, so let's try and give those guys a bit of support as well. Now, if anybody that knows me knows my hatred of cancer, from it taking my dad, it's taken my uncle, it's taken almost took my uncle, I should say, it took my granddad, it's taken people that I've been very close to as well over the last couple of decades. So it is something that I really detest, and guys, I would love it if you guys made some donations through the link in the description below. Now, turning to West Ham, we are 11th after 2 defeats for those who haven't been keeping abreast recently, more specifically from 2 very underperforming sides against Palace at home and Everton away. Everton away obviously being this weekend's early kickoff. If you want to watch my reaction video to that, then by all means click the link up here. But fair play to Palace and fair play to Everton. They played better than we did, and they deserve the points. They really deserve the points, even though I said we gave Everton the points because we just are completely lacklustre. To be honest with you, the only good point we can take out of, I should say, of the Everton game was Roberto. I think he had a very good game, apart from that, obviously that slip up that he made that caused their first goal. But yeah, I think he played well. I really think he played well. I honestly think he's starting to grow into the squad now. He's getting a bit of game time, and he's growing into the league at the same point. Do you agree with me, or do you think something else is missing from there? Put your comments in the comment section below, guys. I'd like to know your thoughts. It was great to see that reports from WHU today that Antonio, Fabianski and Noble are going to be getting 2-year extensions on their contracts, which I think over the next few weeks, which I think is a fantastic news, especially keeping Fabianski tied down for a little bit longer than he already currently is, even though he's signed an extension recently. Antonio definitely, and likewise with Fabianski as well. Keeping those three together. Very, very good piece of business from West Ham if and when that does happen. It's also great to see the progression that Nathan Holland's been making in the Premier League so far this season. 10 appearances and 7 goals and 5 assists. Guys, with the inconsistencies we've got in midfield, I'd love to see him in this squad, which I'll come on to in a moment. Joe Powell is also playing well for the same squad with 4 goals and 2 assists in 11 games. So not bad, including a very, very good long-range effort on Monday night in the 4-0 victory over Stoke City that the youngsters pulled off. So happy with that. It seems to be good. Creswell is 50-50 according to PremierInjuries.com for this game, but there's nothing else because Antonio, Reid and Fabianski are all still out. Personally, I reckon at least Antonio and Fabianski are going to be coming back around about Christmas, maybe New Year. I'm not in the know in any shape or form. That's just my personal opinion. Snodgrass could be available for this game, which I think is very, very good. But we had the very poor performances from Anderson over the last few weeks. Yes, okay, he set up a very good goal for Allaire against Norwich, but hasn't really done much since, really, unfortunately. I hate to say it, because he is becoming one of my personal favourites, but again, because I love Anderson, I think he's very good, but he's just not there. He's not there. And I'm not singling out Anderson just on his own, although that is a big statement by Pellegrini taking him off at half-time against Everton on Saturday and bringing Yarmolenko on. And saying that he said if he could have changed the starting 11 at half-time, he would have done, sums up everything, to be honest with you. There are a lot of players that need to take a look at themselves over the last few weeks, and it's harder to point out those who've been playing well than it is to point out how many players have been playing badly. So it's a shame, though. But to be honest with you guys, if Aaron Creswell is fit, this is my starting 11. So I personally start Roberto in goal, of course, with Fredericks, Ogbonna, Diop and Creswell making up the back 4, with Rice and Noble as the holding midfielders. Personally, I would have Masuaku out on the left, Yarmolenko out on the right, and Nathan Holland in the midfield. And the reason being is not only is Nathan Holland a natural left-footed attacking midfielder, but he plays out on the left wing. He does also play out on the right and can also play in attacking midfield. I would love to see him behind the big man Allaire up front. That would be I think it would be perfect for him. I think this is the right game to bring him in. But personally, I reckon Pellegrini is going to go with Roberto, Fredericks, Diop, Ogbonna, Creswell, Rice, Noble, Yarmolenko, Lanzini, and still start Fornals with Allaire up front. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you agree with this lineup? Would you have brought in Joe Powell instead of Nathan Holland? Let me know in the comments section below. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you're new round here, welcome. It's nice to see you. Just a reminder again that there's the crowdfunding link in the description below for Eloise Turner's fight with leukemia. There's also a new shop that's been set up for JPWHUTV, which again is in the link in the description below. If by all means, if you like the channel and you want to hear more from me, then by all means, please click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get to know when new videos are up until I'm able to live stream again. If you like the video and you feel I deserve it, then by all means, please click the like button. Please, as I say, put your comments on all of this we've talked about and anything else you want to talk to me about. And also, if you dislike the video, then by all means, please click the dislike button and let me know in the comment section why you don't like this video, because I'm always happy to improve these videos for you guys. And also, please share this content with anybody that you feel may want to watch it and aren't aware of the channel. So thank you very much for your time, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you on Saturday evening for the post-match reaction. All the best now. Take care.